Hey guys, it's Jeep here, back with another meta review. This time, I asked 4 of North America's top leaderboard players what they thought some of the best and worst tribes are in the current metagame. Seriously, these players are destroying NA ladder right now. We'll be reviewing the Season 4 meta that came with a huge minion overhaul, new upbeat mechanics, and 2 new heroes. Let's start off with ranking all the tribes. Starting off with our only tribe in F tier, we have Undead. The primary way to play Undead is with Rylak and the Rubium Deathswarmer. This comp is pretty good, but still counterable by Straight Shot and Blaster, and is usually outstatted by other scaling engines. Next up, in B tier, we have Nagas. The primary way to play Nagas is by forcing a deep blue comp on Tavern Forward. Key cards for this build are Zesty Shaker, Lava Lurker, and Deep Blue Crooner to make a gigantic Lava Lurker. However, only specific heroes can pull this build off consistently, such as Zephyrus and Queen Ashara, but this still relies on hitting every piece early on. Joining Nagas in the B tier are Demons. Demons relies on hitting Soul Rewinder, and their main scaling engine is Malchazar plus Wrathweaver plus Titochondrius. However, this scaling usually doesn't get first place because it's easily counterable by Venomous, and the scaling is a bit too fair compared to some of the other scaling engines. In B tier, we also have Quilboars. The only way to play Quilboars is by buffing the gems a ton. This can be either done by having the Rylak Moonbacon Jazzer combo, or with Baron plus Prickly Pear. The most common gem generation methods are either via Charlie, Drakari, and Bongo Hopper, or you can go for Briskback Scrapsmith plus Profits. This scaling method is very strong, but has the same problem as Demons, as first of all, you need every single piece, and second of all, it is still too easily counterable by Venomous. Let's get right into the A tier. The first tribe in A tier is none other than Dragons. The primary scaling engine for Dragons is Brand Caligos, which scales extremely fast. Usually you either triple into Caligos with a Dragon setup and then try to find Brand, or you're playing a Brand setup and then you pivot to Caligos. Either way, if you hit these two pieces, you can get very big very fast. Also, in the A tier are Beasts. There are a lot of extremely viable ways to play Beasts, but usually you don't play Beasts early game, so it's a little hard to transition into them. The most powerful Beast comp, which is Banana Slamma Beasts, benefits a lot from Upbeat Duo and trying to copy as many of them as possible. Frogs are also very strong, especially if you can give Titus stealth, but hinges on hitting 2 or more Tituses. The comp with all the 6-drop beasts, such as Coiler, Octosari, and Fellstomper, are also very strong in the mid game and usually can get second or first, but it's a lot of cards to hit. In every comp though, a Rattler is crucial to give your whole team Reborn, or else you'll be pretty weak. Mechs are also in the A tier. Mechs have very strong mid-game and endgame revolving around one card, Scrap Scraper. An early Scrap Scraper and an Avenge setup allows you to level with tempo and find Polarizing Beatboxer and Utility Drone to close out the game. These cards, let me tell you, can give you illegal amounts of stats. You can easily blow out a lobby if you find 2 Scrap Scrapers by turn 7. Rounding up the A tier are Elementals. Elemental's main scaling is Rock, double Grusty Trumpeter, plus a combination of Wraith, Magmalog, and or Brand. I know this sounds like a lot of cards, but Elementals provide a lot of free rolls so you can hit your good cards more consistently. Once you have this set up, you want to buy every single Elemental and buff your whole board multiple times a turn. If you manage to get 5 Gusty Trumpeters, this is infinite and you can go absolutely crazy with good enough APM. Now let's get into S tier. These are the tribes that are constantly winning games and whose scaling engines and late game potential are significantly better than all of the other tribes. Our first tribe in the S tier is Pirates. The main reason why Pirates are so strong is primarily because of one card, Tethys. Getting 2 Tethys with a brand can often feel like you just have infinite money, and even 1 Tethys just feels like it's enough sometimes. Pirates also have access to strong utility late game thanks to Blade Collector, which you can easily buff up late game with Peggy, Courier, and Lovesick Balladist. Last but not least, most of the pros rated the best tribe of the meta as Murlocs. There are two main ways to play hand buff Murlocs. One variant is having Scarfin plus Baron to buff up Bream counters and other such cards. The second variant is to have Rylak plus Primalfin plus Bran to farm a lot of Murlocs that buff up your Bream counters. In both variants though, base skill is essential and Coral Murglers are very strong. The endgame usually has Operatic Belcher plus Titus to venomize your base skills, and then your base skills just summon more venomous and can deal with like most boards. This can be very toxic for your opponent to deal with. Very toxic. This is the final tier list made possible by 4 members of the current top 10 in NA. Thanks again to Dogdog, Awdragon, Lee, and Beterbabbit for making this list possible and giving insight on some of the meta strategies that they used. Be sure to check out their Twitch. I also asked them what they thought some of the strongest and most meta-defining cards were, and 3 of them were commonly agreed upon. Even after the nerf, Upbeat Duo remains a prevalent card in the current metagame, and its ability to duplicate key cards endlessly is still insane. It allows a player to get multiple Scratch Scrapers, or multiple Gusty Trumpeters, or multiple Banana Slammas, all cards which are significantly better the more you have. Using Upbeat Duo on an Upbeat Duo to get a golden Upbeat Duo is still very strong, and then the following turn you can copy any 2 cards on your board. The second card that is OP is Base Skill, which is used in almost every endgame situation and makes Banana Slamma way too strong. With Banana Slamma, people often summon a big horse from their hand that gets doubled the stats, and then when it dies, doubles the stats again, which can make it way too big. Even without Beast, Base Skill is commonly used to summon Leroys and Venomous, and protecting them from getting sniped early on, so basically acts as a free bumper. It also is usually poisoned by Operatic Belcher. There's just so much utility in one card, it is insane. Finally, the most impactful card of the set, as most of you probably already know, is Rylak. This card gives way too much free scaling for a 3-drop and can be paired with so many cards. Its effect is doubled with Rattler, Bran, and or Baron, and this can blow stats way out of proportion. Some of the most common ways to use Rylak are Felemental, Moonbacon Jazzer, and Tavern Tempest, but there is so much more you can do with this card. It is insane. Even if you don't end up playing into it, it usually provides pretty good tempo and value with cards like Menagerie Jug and Shell Collector early on, so it's just worth buying always. That's all we have to talk about this meta update. It'll help me so much if you guys share this video to all your friends and let me know what you thought of this tribe tier list in the comments below. There are a lot of builds that can be played in the current meta, and maybe you guys disagree about where the pros rank some of the tribes. Either way, I have so much more exciting content planned for you guys, so look forward to that and be sure to subscribe. For now, peace.